What a headshot! What a head!
How's it, guys? This is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my transfer plan for the upcoming Game Week 8. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the start to the international break. It is only the first day though, so a few more still to come. So this video is going to be kind of a very initial transfer plan video. I might do an updated transfer plan as the days go by, maybe next week, but I can't see too much changing in terms of my actual team selection. So as always in these transfer plan videos, I'll be doing a quick update on how Game Week 7 went. As you guys will know, I used the wildcard chip, so I'll be going over if it was worth it or not. Then I'll be jumping into the team selection for the upcoming Game Week 8, and the team still looks pretty solid, which you would expect after using the wildcard one game week ago. So that's what you guys are interested in. Sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So Game Week 7 was actually a repeat of Game Week 6, at least in terms of the Game Week points. I scored 52 yet again. Now this was above the average, but slightly below where I would want to have placed, as a lot of my picks actually didn't end up scoring. So let me know how your Game Week went. How did Game Week 7 go? Was it a great week, a good week, or bad week? Most teams I've seen over on Twitter have done pretty well. Now once again, no Game Week rank until we do get around Game Week 10. The ranks are too volatile at the moment, but I did secure a green arrow. That's kind of the best thing about going with the green arrow into international break, is you don't have to look at it too much over that period. So hopefully you guys got a green arrow as well. Now just use the wild card, so only one free transfer and 0.0 in the bank. I left no money in the bank as the team I could just afford, I went for. So at least we got a green arrow on the wild card, unlike those Game Week 6 wildcarders. Let's see how we fare over the upcoming game weeks though. So starting off on the bench and a quick insight into the wildcard. The only difference from my kind of latest wildcard team I released on Friday last week was the fact that I took Van der Ven instead of Davis from Ipswich. Now not much in it in terms of Game Week 7, both teams lost their clean sheet. Looking back at it now, I probably would have preferred Davis, as that Spurs defense seems to regress so badly. So let's see how that does play out. Davis's colleagues Greaves lost their clean sheet and kind of dropped points because they scored so many, so he ended up on 0 points. Chiromi won't play, no 4.5 forward actually plays at the moment, and I just have him because I went for a 3-5-2 formation. So between the sticks, our final goalkeeper was going to be Flecken, who also conceded quite a few goals, but got a few save points and ended up on 2 points. So I was quite disappointed because kind of Brentford are conceding so many chances at the moment. Hopefully they tighten up defensively in the future game weeks, otherwise this might be a repeat of Henderson. At least his competition, kind of Raya, lost their clean sheet as well, otherwise we might have been in trouble with that Arsenal clean sheet. I did at least own an Arsenal defender with Gabriel, but as mentioned they lost their clean sheet, which was actually quite fortuitous as most people have the double up in that Arsenal defense. So no attacking returns could save us here with Gabriel, but was quite surprised by their clean sheet loss to Southampton. Same could be said about that Man City defense. I owned Guardiola, but as well as Rico Lewis. The fact that they conceded so much XG to Fulham is a worrying sign. So not only do I own 2 Man City defenders that won't keep clean sheets, they also have that threat of constant rotation. So it might not have been the best decision to kind of go for the 2 Man City assets, but the fixtures are so good for the upcoming game weeks. So fingers crossed they do kind of improve defensively, but that Rodri miss is going to be massive. At least both of them offer some attacking threat from fullback though. The biggest kind of player I didn't go for was going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Him racking up 8 points wasn't too great. But the fact is that Crystal Palace game was the good fixture, and now he has an upcoming tough run. Would I take him out though if I owned him? Probably not. He's still performing. I just couldn't afford him in my defensive department with the rest of the team I wanted. At least Saka though was in our wildcard team. Him alone basically outperformed my previous kind of team. So the best thing about that means the wildcard was a success, outperforming my previous team. So only regret here is not actually captaining Saka, but I guess I wasn't really looking at him that much. I was tempted, but I still stuck with Erling Haaland. So congrats if you guys actually went for Saka, even more congrats if you dropped Erling Haaland over the previous 2 game weeks. It's quite mental to go without him against Fulham at home. So great performance overall, Saka with 16 points. Was quite happy that I owned the attacker from Arsenal with the most kind of points. Then Cole Palmer, our next premium asset, was quite happy to hold on to him when Mo Salah blanked. Was quite disappointed with only 1 assist. I'm not going to be greedy here. I'm not going to be points chasing too much, but 6 points when Forrester dropped to 10 men. That's a little bit underwhelming, but at least he got an assist. Now some tough fixtures coming up for Chelsea and Palmer as a whole, but I still back him to get a few points. One of the most essential players I selected on my wildcard and suggested was going to be in Mbumo, once again showing why he's so good in FPL. So the 8 points total for Brentford's game. They did score quite a few goals, so I wish Mbumo got involved in more of them, but still a decent selection at his price point. Rodgers still remains a good selection at his price point, but just wish that he kind of performed against a lackluster United, only the clean sheet point taking him to 3. In terms of other news, at least the expected minutes are still looking pretty good, and I have to remind myself that he's only 5.1 million. Now the last midfielder is where the regret kind of does set in for the future game weeks. I went for Kulusevski. Now before you guys question this, I wanted Johnson. I was even considering downgrading my kind of 4th defender, so I did kind of want him, but I couldn't afford him. Unfortunately, missing that Dom Solanke price rise meant that I couldn't go for someone like an Aït-Nouri in the defensive department, and with Mykolenko's injury, I had to drop to a 4.0, 4.1. Wasn't too keen going for an asset at that price point with Rico Lewis and his rotation, so I still wanted to go for kind of a sensible 4.5. So I really wanted Johnson, and just shows you that he did perform, and I mentioned that if you guys had money in the bank, I would have gone for him over Kulusevski. To make matters worse, it wasn't a 2-pointer, it was a 1-pointer with a yellow card. I just hope that he can match kind of Johnson in the future, or at least Calvert-Lewin. The reason I'm saying Calvert-Lewin is I was considering kind of going for a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2, and it was Kulusevski versus DCL at the end of the day. So I guess we can just hope that Kulusevski gets some points, but I don't know if he's the best FPL asset at the moment. Now up front, we did go for Erling Haaland as our captain, a disappointing 2-pointer, but considering that Man City and Arsenal scored 3 goals each, I would have still gone for Erling Haaland if I knew the scoreline. Just very weird that Erling Haaland had no kind of goal share amongst those 3, and that blank hurt extra hard when his opponent Saka is scoring 16 points. But I guess it is what it is, back-to-back blanks for Erling Haaland. We'll probably stick with him though for this easy fixture run. Then our final option, Dom Solanke, was happy that he somewhat matched Kai Havertz in game week 7. He just got an assist, whereas Havertz got a goal though. I did mention this though, that I probably would take Kai Havertz to Dom Solanke either game week 8 or game week 9 if I did go for the Arsenal striker. So at least we've banked a transfer even though we've taken a few points of a hit. Let's just hope that Spurs side keeps up these good attacking numbers, but confidence might take a knock after that loss to Brighton. So this team was my kind of final wildcard team, scoring 52 points, and as mentioned, outperformed my previous squad. Obviously wish I did go for kind of a Johnson instead of a Kulusevski, but I didn't have the funds, and will Calvert-Lewin come back to bite me after going for Kulusevski over him? If you guys were on the wildcard, let me know how your game week went, was it a dub or an L? Also let me know if you weren't on the wildcard, how game week 7 went. But now let's go on to the team selection currently for the upcoming game week 8. Always go over this team to give you the context before talking about my transfers. Now with the wildcard, I've got 1 free transfer and 0.0 in the bank, so a like-for-like switch or downgrade has to take place. Now please monitor those international break games as they do go by. We've already had kind of an international break injury to Kai Havertz. Pretty sure he'll be back for game week 8 though. Lots of football still to take place from now to that game week 8 deadline. Fingers crossed no big injuries. Now the bench this week at least has some defensive coverage if Rico Lewis does miss out, deciding between Van der Ven or Greaves as first on my bench. Can see West Ham probably scoring as they're in good form, whereas I don't really trust that Ipswich defense to be honest. Maybe back Greaves to keep a clean sheet against Calvert-Lewin, as I haven't selected him at the end of the day. But that's as far as the bench does go into who kind of starts first on my bench. I'm pretty sure the starting 11 should feature though. So once again, Fleck in between the sticks against United side that can't score at the moment. Let's hope he at least gets some save points in this fixture. Not too much confidence, his kind of alternating fixtures are where you want to look, but hopefully I don't regret choosing him on my wildcard. Then our back 3 has got Gabriel against Bournemouth, the way Bournemouth decided they're actually attacking pretty well at the moment, and can't really place this Arsenal and this Man City defense. Definitely aren't the kind of fortresses that they were last season, and seem to be conceding the odd goal here and there. But I'm going to start all 3, I guess I have to have faith they've got some attacking threat, and let's see if Rico Lewis starts consecutive games. Now the big question mark of a player I don't own is going to be Trent, but he does play Chelsea at home. Fingers crossed Cole Palmer in a midfield department can wipe out that Trent clean sheet. As a Liverpool fan, hopefully he doesn't do too much damage. Then great fixture for Saka, once again Bournemouth, can't see them keeping a clean sheet. Might even be an outside Campsy punt if you guys are sick of Erling Haaland. Then Mbumo has United away, no excuses there, that's still a great fixture, as well as Rodgers even though Fulham put up some good defensive numbers. Then finally Kulusevski, hopefully West Ham is the game that he does perform, and even to outperform Johnson or Calvert-Lewin. Now up front we got Erling Haaland as well as Dom Solanke, both pretty respectable games. Can see armband currently on Erling Haaland because I can't see Wolves keeping a clean sheet. Let's see if what happens in game week 7 happens once again with the goal shape being quite low, but doubted with the form that Erling Haaland's in. Then with Dom Solanke, West Ham at home is also a pretty strong game, and this game should be pretty open at the end of the day. Now in terms of our team, if you were to kind of place a transfer, can't really say there's a position that I really want to upgrade, made even more certain with the fact that I don't have any money in the bank. So no upgrades can be made. I can't do Kulusevski to Johnson for example, I would have done that last week, and I can't see another position I might want to downgrade. Now this might all change as the international break does go on and we have some injuries, so let's see how those games kind of progress. So very kind of initial look at the transfer plan. Let me know if you guys are planning any kind of mad moves. I've seen some people plan kind of 3 free transfers in game week 8. Just make sure that you guys monitor those international break games as they do go by, and I'll probably use my transfers as late as possible. But let me know how game week kind of 7 went. Was it a good week, a bad week? This is a safe space. I'm just happy the wildcard outperformed my previous team. More content though following up in the upcoming days, so make sure those notifications are turned on. Otherwise join me on Discord or Twitter, both links in the description. This is basically a wrap video guys, hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like if you didn't subscribe if you have subscribed yet. See you guys with more content, otherwise enjoy this international break. But for the time being I'm signing off. It's me Dayvy FPL and I'm out, cheers, bye.